Good morning. It's your good pal Jeremy Dog Danley. We're back live from Las Vegas. Bar Comedy USA News, Tuesday, April 23rd. And I think Double T just texted me right now to do the radio segment. Hey, buddy, ready when you are. All right, I'll be right back with Double T, and then we'll do some shout-outs and some other stuff, and that'll be it. Hang tight. Yeah, Bob says it's early. Yeah, a little bit. Not too early though. 8:15 Pacific time, or as close as possible. That's when we do Bar Comedy USA News on Tuesday mornings. And I'm calling Double T right now to get the segment started. Here we go. Comment where you're watching from. Double T.
How you doing today?
Good, yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's exciting in your world?
Well, I got all that stuff that was making me grumpy last week resolved.
Good.
I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk mostly about that, especially since we only got like 3 or 4 minutes.
Sure. All right. Let's rock and roll. Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. Double T Morning sponsored by Tommy's Express Car Wash in Loves Park on Forest Hills on the East Riverside. It's our time for Bar Comedy USA News with Jared Dog, my buddy. What's going on, friend?
Jared Dog is here, Double T, to make an apology to you and your listeners.
You know what? I appreciate that because, man, you were really, really grumpy last week, and I was a little concerned about you.
I was in a little bit of a grumpy mood. It was very unprofessional of me to show up, not bringing the jokes like I normally do. I got to say, though, Double T, unfortunately, this is going to be another one of those episodes.
Oh, no. What happened this time?
Well, here's the thing, Double T. Here's the thing. I will now somewhat reveal what was making me so grumpy last week. And in the process of handling all that, I just didn't have the time to write any comedy.
Sometimes it happens, man. You got to go off the cuff, right?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, here it is. Time for me to go live on the air with you with Bar Comedy USA News, and the only news that I have is me being wrapped up in my own life's affairs.
I'm glad you're taking responsibility for this. It's shown a lot of maturity in you, which I'm kind of shocked about.
Well, you know, Double T, I always like to be unpredictable. You know, that's the easy thing. When you've been the rebel your whole life, the best way to be unpredictable is just start playing it straight.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, dude. You know, it's like, everything that I do in show business, Double T, you can trace back to 1980s professional wrestling.
That's your inspiration. See, most people, they would have some sort of comedy inspiration. But for you, it's professional wrestling. and I wouldn't expect anything different.
Yeah, that's right, And so here's what was really had me PO'd last week, and we'll just go over it briefly because I know time is of the essence. What had happened is my car had been rear-ended.
Oh, that's the worst.
Clearly, the other driver was to blame. Nobody was in dispute about that. The trunk had a little bit of dents in it.
Sure.
And the insurance company wanted to total out the car and completely take it.
Oh,
for
man, that is the worst.
Half the price of what I would have been able to find to replace the vehicle.
Of course they're going to try to do that.
Of course they're going to try to do that. That is the game at hand, and I get it. But Double T, as a road comic, I'm telling you, what happens in 25 years is you become emotionally involved with your vehicle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how long have you had this vehicle?
Well, I've had this one for about 3 years, which means it ain't even paid off yet.
Right, exactly.
Secondly, this was the one car after 20 years I said I'm not going to beat the crap out of.
Oh, you actually took care of it. That's good.
That's
right.
You're
not hitting the road like you used
yeah.
to either.
And they start nitpicking the whole thing. Well, they're like, well, the sunroof doesn't quite work exactly perfect. You got a few dents in there. I'm like, dude, I got dents in my head. That don't make me worth less.
Yeah, I don't think they realize what the car market is right now. It's a little rough.
Well, so they also didn't realize that they were dealing with Jeremy Danley, and they were also dealing with the mighty Dog.
So who shows up when out of Jeremy and Dog?
Well, going back to what we said before, the easiest way to catch people off guard and to be unpredictable sometimes is to completely play it straight.
Okay, all right, that's good. So
Yeah,
Jeremy
yeah.
took care
Nobody wants to do business with Dog.
I understand. Nobody wants to do business with Double T either.
Exactly. Sometimes Terry Turin has to show up to get the job done.
Yes, exactly. That helps out.
Take care of business.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you finally got it taken care of and you're in a better mood and you're ready to move on. And, what are some of the things people can check out with the Pub and Grub Comedy?
Well, other comedians around the country, several dozen, are hitting the road with probably also emotionally involved with their vehicles of choice. And you can catch those shows on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour, and tickets are at barcomictix.com.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Double T. Talk to you next week.
It's Rockford's Home for Classic Rock, 96.7 The Eagle. Damn insurance companies.
It all worked out in the end, Double T.
That's all that matters.
I got to keep the ride, and I got cut a check.
Perfect. That's even better.
Absolutely.
Gotta love that. I know last summer, I had a woman hit me in a parking lot the day before I'm leaving for vacation. And luckily I didn't need that vehicle, but it wasn't any, a lot of damage. It was just, but you still want to get it fixed, because you're going to keep the car for a while. And so I called our insurance company. They told me to go to this place to get the estimate. So I got the estimate, and then the place makes it up. Obviously they're not going to fix it without getting approved by the insurance company. And so they make an appointment for me, and then they have a rent-a-car for me, and then I go to rent a car, and the insurance company's trying to say that they didn't approve it. I'm like, well, the body shop wouldn't take the car to fix it without your approval, because I told them I'm not paying. They were trying to give me the runaround at the rental car place. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a joke. Finally, I got Terry Turin had to come out.
Terry Turin had to show up.
Yeah, exactly.
I would tell you my story, Double T, but really all you have to is tell your story, but just say Jeremy Danley. I'll save you the trouble.
It's funny, isn't it? Crazy stuff. stuff. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Double T. That was fun.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later. All right, that was Double T from 96.7 FM, The Eagle. And I'll be right back with some shout-outs from last week's superstars on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. Yes, it happens. Comedians get emotionally wrapped up in their vehicles. When you spend that much time with a reliable piece of machinery that your lifestyle depends on, it's going to happen. And last week, those comedians may or may not have been the Bar Comedy USA superstars on the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour going to Boone, North Carolina. Trey Eilers and Larry Smith. They went to River Street Ale House, and that's always a fun show that's reported. It's college crowd, late night college crowd that shows up, and I guess it can get a little bit rowdy, but in a fun way. Steve Sabo and Scott Putman went to My Bar and Grill in Milford, Connecticut, and they had rave reviews. Frank Roach and Skylar Bolt, shout out for going to Stillwater, Minnesota. The Freight House, they loved you there. That's an awesome venue, and we can't wait to bring more shows there. Then I think the next one, I should have the dates ready. Day Peace went to Janesville, Wisconsin, which is always an interesting experience. Sideline Sports Bar and Grill, and shout out to Derek Loon and Val Werner, also MC's co-hosts for the 2024 season of the World Series of Comedy. And they last week took a break from that and went to Elkhart, Indiana for a show at my dad's place and had a great time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Bar Comedy USA News. I'll be back next Tuesday with another edition, 8 o'clock, 8:10, 8:15-ish, as close as possible. Thank you very much. We'll see you then. Comment below where you're watching from. I'll comment back. I'll let you know when either the World Series of Comedy is coming to a city near you or the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. Or let me know what you think about the episode or anything else. Whatever. Later, dude. Dog bless America.